Continue to shine and continue to own your experience and yourself, and understand that everything that presents itself to you is for you. The devil, this came out in the first half and it's out again. Um, this time it feels like you are your own devil. And I feel like that's a message that continues to come out just over time as a reminder. Like, there is no dark force opposing it or imposing itself on you or your life or your experience. Understand that the decisions you make and don't make, the energy you entertain, the people you allow to be in your life, um, the way you talk to yourself, the thoughts you nurture. Understand that all of those are the opposing force in your life. All of those are pulling you in directions you don't want to go. Understand that it all begins and ends with you. If you're entertaining thoughts that make you feel weak and disempowered and that don't make you feel godly, that don't make you feel divine, understand that that's what's leading the way to experiences that also don't make you feel divine. 12-12, as I say that. Understand that the true magic is in the decisions you're making in every moment. Understand that every decision you make and everything you decide to do or don't do is a creative choice in creating the life that you're creating. So understand that eating this food or that food is a creative decision. It leads to an outcome. You know, like this food might make your stomach hurt. Like, especially if you're lactose intolerant. I know that every lactose intolerant person I've ever met loves cheese and dairy more than the next person who doesn't have an issue with it, which is funny to me, but understand that that's a creative choice you're making, knowing that you're going to end up on the toilet, your stomach's going to hurt, you're going to end up feeling sick, and still choosing to eat it. Understand that you can do that. Like, there's not a bad decision. That's not a wrong decision. And for some people, it's worth that. For most of them, it's worth that. And understand that that's all it is. It's a creative decision. So if you know that you're going to end up on the toilet, if you know you're going to feel a little sick, and it's still worth that to you, hell yeah. Feel empowered in making that decision to do it because you chose to do it and you knew the outcome. It was a creative decision and it was worth that to you. And I feel like that's how it is with most decisions in life in general. It's all creative decisions as far as your life, the life you're creating. So understand that you do have the power and it's in those decisions. So don't make too many decisions that aren't aligned to what you're trying to create, because in that case, you are the devil in your life. You are the force keeping you from everything that you want. You know, if you want to be an artist, but at every opportunity to be that artist, at every opportunity, you know, somebody sends you a studio invite, and you're like, I don't feel like doing that. I just want to stay at home. Or someone's like, oh, yo, get on this song. And you're like, I don't really feel like it. Or it's like, oh, yo, come do this performance. You're like, I just want to stay at the crib and watch Netflix. Understand that, okay, now that's 3 decisions you made that pulled you away from the life you're trying to create. You're the devil in your life. So understand that when you look up a month from now, you're no closer to, you know, being that big artist. You're no closer to the radio. You're no closer to sold out shows. That, yeah, you have 4 decisions that could have all quantum shifted you directly into it, like in the smack into the middle of fame, and you didn't rise to the occasion any of those times. You can't expect, you know, for your life to have shifted, for the things that you want to have come in, because it's like, hey, you have 4 opportunities, and at each turn you didn't rise to the occasion. So that devil is you. There's no haters in the shadows blocking you. There's no powers that be stopping you from getting to where you feel like you belong. It was you. It was you choosing to stay the same. You not choosing the path that you say you're trying to actualize for yourself. So understand that you are this devil and you have the power to get out of your own way. At any given turn, every decision you're making is bringing you closer or putting you further away from where you're going. So understand that either you're being God or you're being the devil in your life at any given time. So make sure you're spending more time being that God energy and pouring into yourself and supporting yourself and loving you and making you feel divine and, you know, creating the life you want from a high perspective. Make sure you're spending more time being that God and not the devil. And understand that even if you are, you're still in alignment, because you do that enough times, you'll get tired, you'll get frustrated, you'll get back on track for sure, because your destiny and where you're going, it's written, you know. You're going to get there because you're not going to stop until you do. But understand that there are things that can, change how you get there and allow you to get there with more ease and flow. So make sure you are being that God and you're not being the devil. Because why? It's not needed. Like at any given turn, you can free yourself to free yourself. So please do. It doesn't have to be this big, heavy battle and drag to get up the mountain. It doesn't. There can be ease because opportunities will continue to present themselves. And you just have to accept them and show up. And make sure you're showing up for the things that you're calling in, that you're asking for, that you're actually pulling up and rising to the occasion when the opportunities that align with the life you're creating show up. So I won't harp on that too much, but that's a big lesson. So I feel like people don't that goes over a lot of people's head. Like I said, the best way to become is to be. So at every opportunity you have a chance to be, show up and value it a lot. Because those are going to lead to more opportunities. Because you're going to meet people there in those spaces, and they're going to, it's going to lead to more things. And there's a million ways in which that manifests, that energy leads to more. Yeah, but showing up is the first part. And it's the hardest part, honestly. Everything else happens. But you have to position yourself time and time again, over and over again. And then you'll look up and everything will be here for you. But you have to show up. Devil again. Hold on, let me take a second. Maybe I'm missing something. And it's wild because you saw me stop and like feel called to pull it, right? Like, and then boom, it was the same card. Now it feels like a warning. Watch your back. Yeah, I'm hearing like someone starting a fire, like arson, like they're trying to burn it down. Um, and it could just be, you upset somebody or whatever. And instead of just like voicing that, people go into self-sabotage type of ways. And, they just burn the whole thing down. Now it's like they burn the friendship to the ground. They say a bunch of stuff they don't mean. They, essentially throw you away. And it's like all because they're hurt a little bit. And it's like they don't know how to present that energy in a way that's less destructive. And it's not even just you. Like, you're not the only one suffering from that choice that they're making. It's also themselves, too. They're suffering more than anybody. Like, that fire is burning them up, and then it spills out, and it kind of, you get, but for them, it's like a full-fledged fire within them. So understand that. Don't hold that against them too much, because understand that you're not the only one being hurt by that fire. They're the ones truly suffering through that heat. So understand that there's anything additional that you need to put on them in order to feel like y'all are even. Because at the end of the day, you won't be even if you do nothing, they'll get the worst end of the stick because they have to put that fire out. Because within them, they're burning themselves more than anybody. And this is what also just confirmed to watch your back. Like, look at him. He's got the world in his hand, but he's also looking over that shoulder. He's like, he feels like something's afoot. That thing in the shows when it's like, it's quiet. Too quiet. That's how this feels right now. So understand there's nothing to do. Don't waste time getting even, because that's only going to create, karma for you to pay off. So understand that the best give back is the give back that has nothing to do with you. The universe has your back, and energy itself, if you don't entertain the negativity sent your way, it has to go somewhere, and it's going to go back to where it was sent from. But if you meet it, you accept it, you allow it into your space, and then you engage with it, understand that the fallback, the outcome, it's going to be on your hands too, because you participated, you played that game. So understand that you're going to get a prize. So don't engage in this stuff. Even if you feel like, let it be. It's not on you to solve everything. It's not on you to defend yourself, protect anything, or to serve justice. Understand that if people are lying to you, people are doing foul stuff, okay. It's not for you, okay. Note it and then remove yourself or do what you need to do. But don't meet them where they're at. Because now you're the devil in your life at that point. The things that come back from that, you can't blame them. Because it's like at the end of the day, you could have let them have that and move on. And chances are they're not gonna persist. Like with anything, even like with like it's a silly, but with kids, like when kids play too much, I feel like I see people like they get all mad and they do whatever. But I've noticed if you just because that kids want that reaction. People who bring negativity to your life, they want that reaction. So if you don't give them that reaction, they get bored and they go somewhere else. They go to somebody else who's gonna be reactive with them. Because if you're just like, okay, oh I'm what, oh I'm that, okay, I'm the worst person ever, type, for sure, okay. They're gonna get bored. They're not gonna sit there and keep picking on you, keep messing with you, because they're not getting no energy back. There's no engagement happening. They're only just dealing with themselves, and you're just like whatever. And it's the same. So it's like you sitting there, what? I'm what? And now you're getting up, and now it's a back and forth. Like that's what they're feeding off of. You're giving them that energy that they want, negative, positive, whatever. It's the energy that matters. Because your energy is potent. Your energy is valuable. So even if you're giving it to them negatively and you feel like I'm gonna teach them a lesson, whatever, understand that they're still feeding off of that. You're still giving them your energy, and it's still at a higher vibration that they have access to. So understand that negative or not, they get a boost off that. They get a charge off that, and they get to go and do whatever they want with that energy. And you're the one that's gonna be drained. You're the one who's gonna be like, who's gonna feel away after, who's got a headache, who needs to recharge and whatever. Understand that they're not feeling that way. They're feeling boosted, they're lit, they're terrorizing the next person, whatever, to keep feeding. So understand that the only thing you can do is remove yourself and not play those games. Let them get all the prizes. If they feel like they're winning, cool, congratulations, here's your trophy. It's a trophy you don't even want. You want no parts of that. Let them have it. The world is in your hands. Don't spend time watching your back, worried about the next person. It's too quiet. Forget them. If they're plotting, let them plot. You're divinely protected. You don't have to you don't have to do any of that. You're good. And God and the universe can handle that 10 times better than you ever could. So let them have it and stay tuned. Tune in. Get your popcorn ready. Watch the universe take care of it, because they will. And you won't be messed up in the process. You'll be good. You'll be all right. That is not your issue, so don't make it. Don't take on their stuff, please.